gaining a massive amount of points to enjoy personal rewards and VIP travel. If you're like me, then this is one of the major reasons you use credit cards in the first place. And the most efficient way to accumulate these points is by hitting large welcome bonuses. With that in mind, let's talk about why I picked up the American Express Business Gold card. For those of you who don't know me yet, howdy, I'm Hutch, game producer and self-proclaimed nerd with a passion for personal finance and credit cards. In this video, I'm gonna go over why I picked up the American Express Business Gold card. I'll show you an unboxing of the card. Well, in this case, an unpeeling. I'll walk through the benefits and I'll show how this card plays a critical role in my 2024 travel plans. Also, why I'm probably canceling it next year. As a bonus, I'll even share my horror story of waiting a full month for this card and give you a quick tip of what not to do if you end up in a situation like I was in, where your card gets lost or just failed to deliver. All right. I don't know why I did this. What? Let's start with the unboxing so you can see the elegant, sophisticated presentation of this high quality card that only the finest, you know what? Yeah, I can't even finish this sentence. Let's just roll the video. So you can see pretty nondescript UPS envelope. Let me show it off here and we will just go ahead and open this up. If I can grab it with my fingers, open up the package. And you get a, I'll be honest, what feels kind of wet envelope from American Express. Wasn't expecting that. All right, well, that's fine. It feels soggy. I'm curious as to what happened here. It looks like it's slightly open, but you know, who cares? It's less about the envelope itself and more about the card, right? So we're going to peel it off apparently because it is just melted into the envelope itself. Let's get rid of that. There you have the American Express business card privacy notice. That to the side. You have your card member agreement. Again, this is all pretty standard, typical things that you will get with any credit card that you apply for and get accepted for. Finally, the card itself, the American Express Business Gold card. See, it comes on this, I guess, welcome page, welcome paper. I can't get it to stay down because it's wet. The American Express Business Gold card. I think it looks pretty cool. It is, I mean, if you've seen the regular gold card, then you know exactly what this looks like. The only difference really is that it says business right underneath American Express, so cool. It is a, you know, standard American Express metal card, and I'm putting it next to its brother, the American Express Platinum card. You can see them side by side here as a comparison. Yeah, that's pretty much it. It is a cool looking card. Now, before continuing, let me address the elephant in the room here. Yes, I went with the classic gold design for this card. It was purely so I could quickly tell at a glance the difference between my personal card and the business card. Rose gold is still the superior choice. Now that we've seen what the card looks like, let's quickly go over some of its benefits. Probably the biggest draw of this card is the 4x points on your top 2 eligible spending categories. Similar to the personal card, that includes restaurants and food delivery, but it'll also include US media providers for advertising, US purchases from electronic goods, retailers, and software and cloud system providers, US gas stations, transit, which will include trains, taxis, rideshare services, ferries, tolls, parking, buses, and subways, and monthly wireless phone service charges in the US. You automatically get 4x points on the spend from whichever of those top 2 categories you had each month. So as an example, if you spent the most on transit and gas this month, boom, 4x points on both. If you spend the most on takeout food and software purchases next month, bam, 4x points in your face. Why did I boom and bam? Similar to the personal card, you'll get 3x on flights and hotels through Amex Travel and 1x on everything else. You'll also have a $240 flexible business credit broken up into $20 a month for spend at FedEx, office supply stores, and Grubhub. So, you know, basically another food credit, as well as a $155 Walmart Plus credit. There is no foreign transaction fees, no preset spending limit, and $95 for the first 5 additional authorized users. There's a number of other familiar benefits you've probably seen from other cards as well, including a $100 experience credit from the hotel collection from Amex, Global Assist Hotline, baggage insurance plan, car rental loss and damage insurance, trip delay insurance, cell phone protection up to $800, and purchase protections. All of that is nice, but I'll level with you. I picked this card up purely for the welcome bonus. Because I knew I was going to have a very high federal tax bill this year, I realized I could easily hit those higher welcome bonus spend requirements on some of the business cards. And that meant I could get at least a few international trips out of having to pay my taxes. All right, quick horror story time here. I don't normally have $10,000 worth of natural spend to do within the first 3-month time frame to get the elevated 130,000 point offer that was on this card at the time. However, I knew coming into 2024 that I was going to have a stupidly high federal tax bill, and I'd be able to easily hit that spend by paying my required bill to the government. That was part 2 of my 3-part vacation plan, which when all was said and done netted me nearly 400,000 MR points. And yet, I was this close to accidentally wasting $10,000 for this card instead. See, when you're approved for the Business Gold card, you're able to create a digital card number so you can start making purchases while waiting the typical 2 to 7 days for your physical card to be delivered. And to make it even easier, Amex lets you add this virtual number to common services like PayPal. I did this, and then I promptly forgot that I did that. So fast forward 1 week, no card. I checked the card tracking status, and imagine my surprise when it said the card had been delivered the previous day. It hadn't. Okay, no worries. I got in contact with customer service and let them know the situation, and they ultimately recommended that I just expedite a card replacement. Before agreeing to do so, I explicitly asked customer service if doing this would invalidate the digital card number. Again, my plan was to use this to cover taxes since the physical card was being delayed, and it was already the beginning of April at this point in time, and you know, taxes are due April 15th if you didn't know. I was assured it would not. Spoiler alert, it totally did. I was now unable to use the digital card number to make purchases. I even tried going back into my Amex account and adding a new digital number for my card, and kept getting hit with an error message saying that I couldn't do that. And at this point, I had to hope that the replacement card would be delivered ASAP, but at least it was scheduled for a 24-hour overnight delivery, right? Fast forward yet another week, still no card. It's now 1 week until the tax deadline, and I'm starting to think, what if I can't use taxes to hit this welcome bonus? How can I make up that spend? Short answer is I can't, at least not naturally, and I definitely would need to spend more money on things I don't actually need. I contact Amex again, and after some back and forth, they recommend waiting 1 more day before calling their dedicated team to retrieve my card number. I hop on the phone with them, walk them through the issues I'm having with being unable to use the digital number, and they confirm on their end that they're seeing the same error pop up. They're also unable to create a new digital number for me and say I need to wait for the physical card to arrive. So basically, I'm SOL. I can't use the digital card number, I don't have the physical card, and my window to naturally spend for the welcome bonus is rapidly closing. Luckily, after nearly a month of delays, the physical card was finally delivered the next day. It was cutting it super close, but I was ultimately able to use the card to pay for my taxes and naturally hit the required spend to get the welcome bonus. But my perceptive observers, did you figure out what the actual issue was? Remember back when I said that Amex lets you add this virtual number to services like PayPal? Turns out when you add that number to one of those services, that service remembers it. Even if you, I don't know, say invalidate the original card in order to get a replacement one. So while the new replacement card should have had a unique digital card number generated, it couldn't because PayPal was still using the old number. Just my friendly warning, if your new card hasn't been delivered and you need to order a replacement, disconnect any digital card number from PayPal, Apple Pay, Google Wallet, whatever, first. Else you may end up in a situation like I was in. But is this card actually worth it? Well, like with most cards, it really depends on how you plan to use it and weighing that against the cost of the annual fee. If we take the 130,000 point offer at the general MR point valuation of 2 cents per point, we get $2,600 worth of value. Add in the $240 flexible business credit, subtract out the $375 annual fee, and we're left with a total value of $2,465 in year 1. Things look way different in year 2. Without the welcome offer, we only really have the flexible business credit to help offset the annual fee cost. But also, let's be real, you're probably not going to make full use of that $240 credit unless you make a concentrated effort and remember to use that $20 per month credit every single month. Conservatively, let's say you're able to use half of those credits. You take the $375 annual fee, subtract out $120, and that gets us a $255 effective annual fee. So now to find our break-even point, we need to see 2 cents times what equals that $255 annual fee. We'll divide 255 by 2 cents to get the point value of 12,750 points. We then figure out what we need to spend in category multipliers to hit that 12,750 points and find our break-even point. Take 12,750 points, divide that by 4 to get our 4 times spending category break-even cost of $3,187.50. In other words, in order to break even on this card using just 4x multipliers, we would need to be spending $3,187.50 per year. We can do the same thing for our 3x multipliers, divide 12,750 points by 3, and that gives us our break-even cost of $4,250 per year. And finally, we didn't hit any of our multipliers. We divide 12,750 points by 1 to get our 1x spending category break-even cost of $12,750 a year. Not impossible, but this is where you gotta ask if you'd naturally be spending the amount each month on the card anyway. For me, probably not. This is an instance where I'll make use of the benefits of this card in year 1 and most likely cancel the card during year 2. I'll revisit this next year. There is a world where I do decide to keep this card and close out my personal one instead. And that's just because I'm beginning to notice that I regularly trade out the personal card for other ones like the Chase Freedom Flex for groceries during those bonus category quarters. Regardless, if that did end up happening, I'll be sure to replace the Business Gold card with the superior Rose Gold variant. Perfection. If you like this video, please like the video and consider subscribing if you want to see more content from me. I do greatly value your time and I appreciate all the support. And as I mentioned, this was part 2 of my plan to vacation this year on points. Check out this video to see how I got nearly 400,000 MR points paying my taxes, or this video showing how I used these points to get 2 business class seats to Japan for $11. That's it for me. Hope you found this video useful, and hey, thanks for hanging out.